Jeff Passan links the Red Sox to Scott's favorite Joe Ryan on Tuesday. He said, quote, "At the trade deadline this past season, the Red Sox believed they were close to landing Joe Ryan, as did everybody." That's outside the quote. As did everybody. As did Fox Sports. Definitely did. Back to the quote. "An elite arm who had just had his best year yet for the Twins in 2025. As long as Red Sox ownership keeps the financial clamps on Chief Baseball Officer Craig Breslow, he'll need to get creative in improving a Red Sox team that's already quite good. Revisiting what he missed at the deadline is the simplest way to do so, and as much as the Twins say they want to win in 2026, they understand now is the time to strike, and dealing Boston another frontline starter to pair alongside Garrett Crochet is the way to do it. Trade for Minnesota right-hander Joe Ryan."
Okay. I like it. I like that. If you remember, that's how they landed Garrett Crochet. They tried to trade for him at the deadline. They asked for Marcelo Meyer and Roman Anthony reportedly. The Red Sox said, "Well, hold on.
Obviously,
we might not be ready." Yeah, I don't think we're ready for that yet. Maybe talk to us in a few months. And if it's a similar downgrade in, prospect capital by losing that half year, having the offseason, being able to kind of field all offers in extended period, and finally, having a real market opportunity, not just saying, "Hey, we got, 1 day to, throw me your best offer," and whatever, like the trade deadline. Joe Ryan, a little context, he is a free agent after the 2027 season, as I mentioned earlier, so he's got 2 years of team control. He's only projected to cost $5.8 million this year, according to MLB Trade Rumors, usually pretty accurate in the arbitration game. He had a 3.42 ERA, 28% K rate, 5.7% walk rate. Those are both very, very good. 218 batting average against, also good. He doesn't have a ton of chase and whiff, but he still has a high strikeout rate, which is very interesting. And yeah, I think he's just a rock steady number 2. And obviously, you like the 2 years. You like the fact that you could potentially extend him. This is it's definitely my favorite pitching target among all the options. It just makes so much sense to me. And I think Minnesota would be very interested in Duran. I think they would be interested in Garcia. I think this is a team that you could make a deal with. They would probably also be interested in Tolle. Early to me is almost untradeable. Tolle, I still would prefer to keep, but obviously if you're trying to get better, I would have preferred to keep Braden Montgomery, but I'm not upset that we got Garrett Crochet,
Sure. I think outside of the untradables, Joe Ryan is like a bordering on a do anything to get kind of guy. And it does, unfortunately, from my sake, feel inevitable because of how the trade deadline went. It did feel like, okay, well, they didn't get him today. They'll get him during the winter, which is a very quick timeline for me to get spoiled, but it is exactly what happened. So, like you said, outside of, I don't want to take early off the table. Like I do, but I don't. Like, yes, the idea of parting ways with Connolly this early in his career does feel like it could backfire big time. But at the same time, if that's what's standing between you and Joe Ryan, 2 years of Joe Ryan, the potential to extend Joe Ryan, Garrett Crochet and Joe Ryan at the top of your rotation, see ya. Sayonara.
I feel that way about. I agree with everything you just said. There's just this thing in my head that's like, but early could be as good, and for 6 years and younger. And I know that's the whole thing about prospects, but that is not a guy that I watched down the stretch and said, I'm okay with that guy not being on my team next year. I think you're right. I think overall you're right, and that's the kind of the hard overhead thing. That guy is a dog. I'd like that guy to be on our team next season.
I just think if in the moment, I told you,
Mm-hmm.
Sox are close
Mm-hmm.
with the Twins on landing Joe Ryan. The big point of contention is the Sox are putting Tolle in there, and the Twins want early instead. I think you would go, ugh, it sucks, but you got to do it.
Mm-hmm. Would you trade early and Tolle for Joe Ryan? Because that would take some depth away.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not going to say yes, but I don't necessarily disagree. You could convince me for sure.
I think there's also something to be said about getting free agents to a place where the team is established, where you are a legitimate contender, where you have longevity, and where there are fucking dogs there. You know, if you're a free agent pitcher 3 years ago thinking about coming to the Boston Red Sox, God love you. God bless you, Kenley Jansen. But if you're a free agent pitcher in 2026 and Garrett Crochet and Joe Ryan are the top of their order and the Red Sox just went to the ALCS, I think that's an easier conversation to have.
Very true.
That's just my thoughts. I got a lot of thoughts in my brain. What can I say?